Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Tubi Tuesday. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody. I'm here with
Ana Xaden.
Ana Xaden, and I are going to be talking about the 2022 film Psychotic Breakdown Anthology.
So, tell me again who you are.
I am Dr. Carmela Williams. I'm the psychiatrist at this facility.
And what will we be discussing today?
Today, I will be discussing the patients that I've worked with in the past. Since I'm passing the torch, so to speak, you might want to know what you're getting into.
I saw my first clown at about 3, maybe 4 years old.
I became a hitman because of something I saw in a movie once. Then I got in with the Carpano family. That was a good run.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted.
We need to let him out. We've got to get him out. Aren't you gonna do something? Drill a fucking hole in my head. Get him out. Get him out now. Get him out. Get him out.
This was a lot more fun. You never know with anthologies, right?
Yeah.
Some of them are good, some of them could be better, some of them are pretty bad. Just because a lot of them are different shorts put together.
Mhm.
I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I thought it was a lot of fun. Todd E Braley, who directed all the segments. And that's another thing. Usually you get different directors because it's like other people's shorts put into one collection or something. So
Mhm.
when one person's doing it, they usually have like a big goal for it. So what did you think of the film?
I liked it overall. The last part, I was kind of like, oh, okay, this isn't very believable. But
Oh, do you mean the last part with the with her having the breakdown, or the last part with
oh
the
no, the
last
last
segment?
last story about the
The
girl.
rain.
Yeah, yeah, that one annoyed me. Just
Uh,
because if you're pretty much if you have that fear, you're not going to be sitting right next to the window.
right. You're gonna be
Yeah,
like running away from the window, like not even looking.
exactly.
You won't even want
Hiding
to
in a
look at
closet.
it. Or if
Yeah,
you're like looking at it, you're looking at it like
yeah,
that, like like scared to
exactly.
death of it. Yeah, no, I get
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like you'd
But my
I mean,
favorite was the
why wouldn't you just run into like a bedroom or something with
exactly.
no windows and
I would have gotten in a
just
closet.
yeah, and just hid,
Yeah,
you know. I
yeah. Get
mean,
in the hallway, something. Don't sit next to the window watching it.
my big question though with that one too is like and maybe Todd, I mean, hey, we're not saying the movie's bad or anything, like or
No.
even that segment's bad. It's just like that it's just a little confusing, I guess. But uh my big thing with that is why, like, what's happened before? It's had to have rained before.
Yeah,
This isn't the first time she's had it since she's had this phobia. So, I mean, she's had
yeah,
this phobia since she was a kid. I mean,
yeah,
why now is it all of a sudden like worse than ever? Like, I
yeah,
think that we needed that. I think we needed like an explanation of like why things have changed so much for her. I didn't get that. So if there was
yeah,
something in there, I just don't remember it. But
yeah. Exactly. I
uh,
don't remember anything that would talk about that part in that whole section.
no, I don't think so either. But
Yep.
I mean, overall, I mean, it wasn't a terrible, like, it was a great idea.
Yeah.
I like the idea of phobias. I'm a really big phobia kind of like I like to explore that stuff because,
Yeah.
right now I have arachnophobia, but I also have I keep forgetting what it's called, but it's like a snake phobia, and that's it. Like those
Oh,
are my real two big uh phobias, I mean, I have like irrational fears sometimes, but like nothing that I would ever call a phobia.
yeah.
So
See, I
those are the
used
only
to,
things like that freak me out.
yeah. See, I have the fear of spiders, snakes. And in Mexico, I had a fear of leaving my apartment that lasted for months. So that was
Agoraphobia, I
pretty
think
bad.
is what it's called.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. It got really bad. It was after we were broken into.
Oh,
Instead of me being scared to go in the apartment, I was scared to leave the apartment for like
right.
months. I just stayed in the apartment.
There's a great movie, and everybody should check it out. I think it's on Tubi called Lunatics: A Love Story, and it's about two lunatics
Ah,
who fall in love. One of them, uh, like can't leave the house. The other person doesn't want to be out in the world, so wants to be in a house, and it's
yeah,
kind of it's cute.
nice.
Very well done. But yeah, that has nothing to do with this movie. Uh,
Yeah,
but I
no,
love this. Like, I love the idea that these all were kind of characters that were inside this asylum,
yeah,
and stuff at some point or another. But my only big problem with this is that most of them are like dead or something, or whatever. And so they had to make the ending where explained, and spoiler alert, sorry, you're gonna hear lots of spoilers in this video, so get ready. But spoiler alert, the one girl, was it the one doctor's talking to the other doctor, right?
yeah,
And she says, all the voices in her head are that they live in your head and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I was like, there's no way they're not here at the what? Like they can't be at the asylum. They died in separate places. Like if you
yeah,
believe in what ghosts are like, ghosts haunt the area they died in, not areas that they used to live in and stuff.
yeah.
Unless you want to make a whole mythical idea about ghosts and make a whole movie where ghosts can travel and do whatever they want, which has probably been done, but that's the only way you can explain that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Though I'll say, so like the clown one was,
Yeah.
I think it was fun, but it was a little too
Yeah.
short.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I mean, when it was over, I'm like, that was it?
Yeah, like I feel like there was no
But I
real
mean,
payoff for it. Like it
yeah,
just sort of was like
just walked
she
outside.
she just walked outside and then tried to kill the people and got killed herself, I guess. They never
Yeah.
show her die, but I'm assuming
No.
that's what happens.
What I
Um,
thought was crazy is she was killing people in the park and nobody else saw it. It's like, where are the
right.
people? So, I mean, she just walked by and whoop, keep going. It's like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, it's so New York.
I guess, yeah. Because yeah, I don't think that's a normal situation to have people just
No.
go off and especially in the clown outfit because like once you see a clown, like that's
Oh yeah. In
uh
New York, there was a guy that got on the train and it was like July and he was dressed as a clown. I went through the carts, the doors to get to the next car. I was like, nope, I've seen horror movies that start like this. I'm good.
one of my friends has a chlorophobia or whatever. I think that's what it's called, fear of clowns. And
Ah,
she told me, I don't know if this was what did it for her or if it just happened to happen like while she has this phobia. But she's looking outside her window of her two-story house. She looks down and there's a clown, like a party clown, right? Just walking by. And I guess he was trying to find you know, what house
uh-huh.
he was at or whatever, where house he was in. He looks up, he like stares at her, and then he waves, and she's like, "Nope."
Oh my
And
goodness.
like and then she hears ding dong, and she's like, "Nope, not answering the door, not going anywhere, nope."
Wow. That's so
It scared the crap out of her. She never wanted to. I think that was when she never wanted to see clowns again. I get
wow.
it. Like my niece has a clown phobia. I get the clown phobia thing. They've never scared me for whatever reason. I always think they always make me laugh in some way or another.
Yeah.
I guess I've been used to going to the circus and nothing really bothers me, about it. I never had a moment where a clown really terrified me in
Yeah.
real life, or whatever. So I might have a phobia if like a clown like threatened my life or something and all of
Yeah.
a sudden that, you know.
See, I don't
Um
really have a fear of clowns because when they have the red nose, I want to walk up and thump it. But that one
honk
getting on the
honk.
train in the middle of the night, I was just like, nope, not doing this today.
I get it. I get it.
I mean, on the subway, you find a lot of weird people.
A lot of weird people.
Oh,
So no,
yeah.
I get it. Um, okay, so the next one after Kill Show, that was the clown one.
Yeah.
It's called Kill Show. Is the Confession, I think. Yeah, the Confession is
Yeah,
next.
the confession. That was pretty
It
good.
was fun. It was
With the
interesting. There was some
twist.
twists. There were some
Yeah.
twists in it. I like that. I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. Um, it- Once again, the ending didn't really deliver anything that was that that was my only problem. Is like, when you have like a cool short like that, you gotta end it on a like the Kill Show ended, but it ended like quickly, like that.
Uh-huh.
Rain sort of had that kind of ending where something happens, but it it ended too. Like all of them have that sort of issue, I
Uh-huh.
guess, and I don't know why I don't like. I feel like I'm underwhelmed at the end of it, for that. Now, when you watch them all together, it's a fun movie because of the interstitial segments with her talking to the other psychiatrist and getting to know each other. And then the ending, you find out she's basically being admitted to the hospital, which I thought was a very cool idea because like how many crazy therapists must there be like at some point after a while because doing this
Yeah.
stuff will probably make you go nuts, dealing with
As
crazy people.
Yeah, exactly. As a psychiatrist once told me, she was like, look, every psychiatrist has a psychiatrist.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's
I've
really
heard that.
true. They all see a shrink. So it's like when they pulled that twist in the movie, I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. One of my friends
What?
says that that her psychiatrist has to go talk to his psychiatrist
Oh,
after he talks to her, like because she just brings so much, things and just
oh
making
wow.
yeah.
She stresses them out.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh man, that's funny though. Um and it's true. Every psychiatrist is supposed to have a psychiatrist, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so to go back to the confession, I love the characters. I loved I love the setup. I love the idea that she was you know, she was at a bar and she was, talking to the bartender, which you never see and never hear. You just hear her
Yeah.
talk about what happened. And I'm like, she's kind of giving some real like I mean either this person's gonna think she's crazy or she's guilty of some serious crimes and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of confession like you know what I was hoping? I was hoping that at the end of it she would have shot the guy, the bartender,
Oh, the guy in the
for
car.
the bartender
Oh, oh, the
for
bartender.
telling
Okay.
the story. And it's like, and that's my confession, but you weren't really supposed to hear all that. And
Yeah.
like she leaves or something. That would have
Yeah.
made me happy. But
Yeah.
I think when it just leave on her just, getting out of the car and going into her house and to her new home and that was it. Like
Yeah,
pretty
pretty
much.
much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like she has a new life, she has a new whatever,
Yeah.
Um but she got what she wanted out of
Yeah.
everything and I mean, okay. I mean, great. But like you gotta give me a killer ending, man.
Yeah.
And then the third one was the Raven, and I love
Yeah.
that. Like I love this. I love that was probably my favorite, honestly.
Nice.
If I
Yeah.
had to choose,
I love Edgar Allan Poe.
I love
So
Edgar
that I
Allan
was like,
Poe.
now there was one thing that annoyed me a little. It was that the narrator kept mixing up the pronunciation of Doth.
Oh,
She said Doth.
I think that is a way to say it, but I think the
Yeah, but
way.
she said both different ways, and I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
oh,
Oops.
she needed to fix that. Yeah, choose
Yeah,
one
like
way.
yeah,
Yeah,
pick a
I mean
side because
quoth,
we.
not Doth.
Uh,
Quoth. She was like quoth the Raven, and then
did
the
she
next
actually
time,
say Quoth the Raven? I don't
yeah,
remember
and
that,
then
but
oh, there was well, it may I thought it was in there at the first part, but the second time she said quoth.
yeah,
I'm like,
I
oh
know I always
no, don't
noticed
do
Quoth,
that.
so maybe I didn't hear the Quoth with
Yeah,
the
she
Raven
said it
Nevermore.
twice. Yep.
Yeah,
See
but
that always makes me think of The Crow, the
right,
rapping chamber door. I loved how they made the makeup on the girl in this one too.
yeah,
The
they
one
did a
who was
great
supposed to be the
job,
Raven.
and her
Yeah.
name. I like the idea that her name was Raven.
Yeah.
Basically because I guess it was her mother, and her dead child, and her
Yeah.
dead child was haunting her. I thought that was a pretty cool, like, little twist on because you see the Raven, freaking everybody's done the Raven at some point,
Mhm.
except me. I haven't done it yet. I did the Telltale Heart in something,
Oh,
but
nice. I like that
yeah,
one.
yeah, but I didn't call it the Telltale Heart, and I didn't even have it say based on the Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe because
Mhm.
it just had elements of it.
Ah,
But
okay.
this was a true like to sticking to all of it, including like the whole poem, which I
Yeah.
thought was pretty neat. That's one of my favorite poems of all time, and
Same here.
I actually so I live in Virginia. I live like an hour away from where Edgar Allan Poe used to like live and stuff, and I can go to his old
Nice.
house and all this other shit. There's an Edgar Allan Poe museum in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm gonna
Nice.
check it out at some point. Actually, just that watching this actually sparked my interest in doing that again because I thought about it, but then I've thought about other things, and I forget about that, and now I'm like,
Yeah.
I hope I can remember to go see it at some point because it'd be cool to go check out the houses and
Yeah.
just feel that energy and that vibe from there, like it's gotta still feel like it's there.
Yeah.
I love that. Um,
Yeah.
so that was my favorite one. I really had a fun time, like just watching her attack, go after her mother and
Yeah.
all that fun stuff. So it was a cute little story that worked really well and had some kind of eerie tones to it. So
Oh
I
yeah.
enjoyed
I
that
love
one.
that.
So yeah, and then we talked about Rain, I think enough, where it's just
Yeah.
didn't really work for us necessarily, but that doesn't mean it was a
I mean,
bad one or anything. It was
the actors did a great job.
oh yeah,
Like
everybody did a
she
fantastic
really
job.
looked like, yeah, everybody in the whole thing did a great job. It's like
I,
it
that
really made you sit there and think, oh my gosh, there are people really like this. So
I thought it was funny that one dude was like, "I'm not going the rain.
yeah,
Like, I'm not going on that. No, thank
yeah,
you." And shit,
like
and
he's gonna melt or something.
well, and he probably thought that the girl would be fine
Yeah, true. But she was
because, like,
not.
once again, he probably thought, hasn't she survived rain before? Like, it's
Exactly.
not like this is a new thing that just started happening again after so many years. Like, it's
Yeah.
so I get where it's just like I like don't go anywhere near windows. You don't have to look at rain. You know,
Exactly.
I usually when there's rain, I go in my room and I might
Uh-huh.
hear it, but I don't pay attention to it because
Yeah, you're not sitting at a window watching it, just like,
I mean, I
oh, I
guess if
hope
you
they
have a
come back.
phobia of it, you might, but
Maybe.
like maybe, but
I guess it's kind of like if you have a bruise, you start pressing it to see if it still bothers you.
or if it itches and you're
Yeah.
not supposed to itch it, you do it anyway. because
Yeah,
it's, it's so maybe that's their itch, but like
maybe.
same scenarios, like, okay, you looked at the rain, it didn't harm you. Go somewhere else, go watch TV, do something else, like the more you stare at something, the more you think about something, the more it's gonna like affect you. And so
Exactly.
and maybe that was the point of the movie and whatnot, and that's great.
Yeah.
I just felt like, yeah, she, you have to explain that somewhere in the
Yeah.
movie, and so I just don't feel like it got fully explained. But it was like you said, the great acting, great direction.
Yes.
It did sort of really kind of terrify me a little bit of what was happening, but uh, aside from that, just the basic, sometimes you just gotta write something in, because what I think writers are usually afraid of is writing something that explains too much, you
Yeah,
know,
true.
giving away too much information. And
Yeah.
they do this in exposition. When you explain too much, writers feel like it kind of, screws up the film. So,
Yeah.
all in all, this was a very well done movie. I liked it a lot, and I thought that like it had really good moments to it.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know, I probably would have, I've seen a couple of things that Todd has done, and this is up there with them. Like, I think this is a really good anthology, and I would love to see him do another one. You know, bring
Yeah.
those character, bring another, have another psychotic breakdown, and everybody,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
I, So anyway, I
Like the
think it was a
girl
lot of
who
fun.
was doing the interview of the other psychiatrist, the blonde psychiatrist,
Right?
like she kept her cool and calm while talking. I was like, see, I need a psychiatrist that does that. It's like
Yeah.
she just stayed chill, even when she called, she's like, she broke. It's
Yep.
like,
She
wow,
broke.
she's
That's
still
it.
calm. Like,
I knew
I
she
loved
would.
her.
Yeah, I thought she was great.
Yep. Yeah,
I thought both of
definitely.
them were.
Everybody did a
They
great
both
job.
worked well together,
Yes, definitely. They had the on-screen chemistry
which
going.
was great because, like, once again, they're through this whole thing, so
Yeah.
we, the audience, have to watch. And what I also liked about it, wasn't very long. You didn't get like these long things with them. They're just
Mhm.
really quick, like, tell me about the next one,
Yeah.
tell me about this person, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And then you get to see each and every story or whatever. And some of them are still alive and some of them are dead, but none of them are in the asylum, apparently. I think
Yeah.
that was the joke, or not joke, but the idea is like none of them are in the asylum because some of them are dead and some of them are alive. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that clown's not there. I hope not.
Pretty sure. I think she got shot.
Once again, we
Like
never really see
that
it,
was still
so
undecided too.
never fully see it, so who knows?
Yep.
This is the rule of Marvel. If you don't see it, it didn't, it didn't necessarily
Yeah.
happen. Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll be back next week. It'll be only 1 week because the next movie is gonna be a Christmas movie, and it's gonna be He Knows. Steve Morris's He Knows. So I'm really excited about that. But I didn't want to do it put it out the day after Christmas, because if it's gonna be a Christmas one, let's try to do it like a week before Christmas, you know?
Yeah.
So it'll be out then. But until then, everybody, have a good one.
Bye bye.
Bye.